everyone, and welcome to
The Movie House.
Today we're going to talk to you about a movie from 1983 called The Outsiders, starring a host of 80s well-known names now, but they were mostly obscure nobodies in 1983. C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe.
Matt Dillon. Who else?
Emilio Estevez.
Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio, yeah, the
Ralph
Karate Kid.
Macchio. Yeah. Emilio Estevez. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to butcher your names.
And directed by Francis Ford Coppola. It's an adaptation of S.E. Hinton's well-known teen novel called The Outsiders, which is a good book. I actually read that one. That was a good book. And it's an excellent version of her story on film. In fact, we have it on Blu-ray, which is the director's cut. It's called The Complete Novel. So this is not the original version that was released in theater. It has extra scenes that overall make it a better experience. What did you think of the movie?
Oh, it's great. When this came out, we used to watch it on cable all the time. A roommate and I used to watch it over and over. And I had read the book probably when I was in middle school. I know that when I was in high school and we had Principles of Literature, The Outsiders was one of the books, and I had already read it even before I got to high school because I had older sisters, so I had books to my disposal at a younger age. But the movie is wonderful. Just a really, really good telling of the book.
Yeah. And again, like I said, a lot of young actors at the time. Most of them were still in their teens. Mm-hmm. Only a couple of them were 20 or older. And they are all very, very good. And they did a great job of casting. Apparently, they had everybody in Hollywood at the time was at this casting call because a lot of people have read the book mm-hmm. and wanted to be in the movie. And so they had an interesting time casting, but they did a great job.
Yeah. And everybody gets along so good. You can really tell. And it's really almost Diane Lane's in it.
Right.
And it's almost West Side Story, except without the music, because it's really two gangs in a sense. And it's for the socials, the wealthy kids, and then it's the greasers, who are they live on the South Side, I believe, or are they on the South Side? Or is the socials on the South Side? I can't remember. But that's what it is. It's a lot like West Side Story, except without the music.
Yeah, in Oklahoma. This takes place in Oklahoma in the 60s. I forget what year exactly it is. It's the mid-60s, I think, where you still have the kind of greaser thing is starting to go away, but it was still around. And yeah, you've got this clash of societies, I guess, so to speak, in Oklahoma, where and these characters are again from the book. They're so well drawn, and you care about these guys mm-hmm. because they are kind of rough and tumble guys. They got a lot of personality, which the actors do a great job of portraying, and they're just trying to find their way in the world. A lot of them don't have parental guidance,
right? And
so they form their own sort of quasi family amongst themselves. All these guys hanging out and being friends.
Yeah,
it's really really touching story and again, well acted, well directed, of course, Francis Ford Coppola, and based on a really, really good underlying story.
Yes, I like it. It's definitely staying in our library, and I recommend the book. We recommend the movie. I'm trying to think too what else can be said about it, but it's just really good. And I think what's interesting too is being in Oklahoma. And it's not a big town, it's a small town, right. But these guys don't know what the countryside is. I thought that was very interesting. I don't want to give anything away, but they're not living in Tulsa. They're not living in Oklahoma City. They're living in just a small town, but they have no concept of rural area, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
Considering what Oklahoma is a huge cattle state and corn state and oil state, but these guys know nothing about that. I thought that was interesting.
And 40 years on, you look at these guys on the cover here, and some of them are still going strong. Some of them sort of faded a little bit. Unfortunately, Patrick Swayze's no longer with us. But if you try to put this cast together at certain times in the past, it would have cost you millions and millions of dollars to get all these guys together. And here they're again, at this point in their careers, practically unknown.
Yeah. The quality. They
Yeah.
had such good
Yeah.
acting chops.
Yeah, so from that perspective, just look back on this group of guys starting out their careers, historically speaking. And if you're a film fan and probably a fan of any of these guys, it'd be interesting if you haven't seen it to see their early performances.
Yeah, and they all do great.
Yeah.
They all do great. So, and we recommend that you see the behind the scenes as well,
Yes.
because you get even more
Yeah.
factoids about these young men and women.
Yeah. Some of the stories. These are young men away from home, working, and they got into a lot of trouble in their free time. In fact, I think it was Tom Cruise one time went back to the area and ran across somebody that worked, I think, at the hotel that they were staying at the time. And when the guy said, "Hey, I was there when you were there," all he could say was, "I'm sorry." So I'll give you an idea of the kind of stuff they were up to.
Oh,
So, but good movie, excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, The Outsiders, 1983. Check it out.
check it out.
Okay, that's it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.